Welcome back. It is March, and for the 23rd year, the KGW Great Food Drive is underway. And the need is huge right now when so many things, including the basic necessity of food, cost more. With so many families and individuals trying to survive on less. The Oregon Food Bank leads a network of 21 regional food banks in more than 1,400 sites where anyone can receive free, nutritious food. It's an enormous operation. And leading the Oregon Food Bank is its president, Andrea Williams. Williams was appointed to the role in October of 2024 after co-leading Oregon Food Bank as VP for 3 years. Before that, Williams held leadership roles at CASA, a leading immigrant rights organization, and Portland's Office of Community and Civic Life. Andrea Williams is here, and thank you so much for joining us here as we talk about this important topic, and also as we partner with Oregon Food Bank on the KGW Great Food Drive.
We so value your partnership.
Great.
Thanks for having me here.
Of course, and we will get to that, but let's start with what's going on in our state. Your State of the Hunger report is out for Oregon, out recently, showing startling results. What does it tell you, and what did you find?
Yeah, so our most recent report, which we publish each year, shows that hunger is dramatically rising in Oregon and Southwest Washington. And in just 2 years, visits to Oregon Food Bank's network rose by 51%.
Wow.
So when we think in real terms about what that looks like, it's 2.9 million visits coming to our food pantries across the state. So when you think, many people think about the pandemic being a peak time for people visiting food banks. And certainly we were seeing a rise in hunger then. But at that point in time, it was around 1.8 million visits. So at nearly 3 million visits just last year, we are seeing a spike in the number of families and senior citizens coming to visit us.
Yeah, 2026 now, and we're in record territory. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think there's a lot of different drivers of hunger, but we all saw last fall when SNAP was delayed due to the government shutdown, the immediate impact that that had on Oregon families. We have over 700,000 Oregonians who rely on SNAP, which is that Oregon Trail card that gets uploaded with money each month to go to the grocery store to purchase nutritious foods, suddenly was delayed, right? And because of federal laws like the one Congress passed last year, H.R. 1, we're going to see that program, SNAP, which is our nation's most effective anti-hunger program, start to reduce over the next few years. And so about 30,000 Oregon households will see less SNAP benefits on their cards moving forward. And so we are worried about the impact that this is going to have on our food pantries, who are increasingly seeing more people, and on the families that rely on these types of benefits.
Yeah, and these families are often working families that just can't afford to feed themselves well in our current situation.
That's right. So, as president of Oregon Food Bank, I make it a habit to go and visit our pantries across the state. Last fall, I was in Southern Oregon and Klamath Falls, and there is where I saw the line extremely long, first of all. Second of all, who did I see in that line? It was our senior citizens, and it was families with young kids. Literally lining up with their little small ones, right? I've got a 3-year-old at home and a 6-year-old as well. So whenever I see those young families at the pantry line, my heart really goes out to them, thinking about all the expenses that they're trying to keep up with, trying to keep their children fed. And so those are the types of people we're seeing at the pantries, and the same ones that are going to start seeing less benefits on their SNAP cards moving forward. And so it is really policy choices that are driving the numbers of people that we are seeing come to our food banks.
Yeah, and it's so important to hear about the people, because statistics are one thing, but this is affecting a lot of Oregonians and their families right now.
That's right. It's people, and so many people are in survival mode because of rising costs of living, inflation, and then on top of that, we're seeing a divestment from our social safety net programs by our federal government.
What's this mean for the Oregon Food Bank? You must be busier than ever.
Yeah, well, I'm just so thankful and so proud of the community we have in Oregon. Anytime there's a crisis, we see Oregonians step up to the plate. So we saw 15,000 volunteers come through our doors last year, contributing 90,000 hours. And that is just so essential to the work that we do. It allows us to distribute. Last year, we distributed 98 million meals across the state.
Wow.
That's 117 million pounds of food. That is so much food. It's massive. We are doing absolutely everything we can to keep people fed, and we will continue to do that, and we invite Oregonians to join us. And at the same time, the reality is we know it's not going to be enough. We need systems change, like policy changes, both at the federal level and at the state level, to reduce the need, reduce the reasons why people need to come to food banks in the first place. And those types of solutions include everything from making sure rent is affordable, to making sure people have health care, to making sure that social safety net benefits like SNAP are protected.
You mentioned SNAP benefits for sure. Cuts to Medicaid also affecting families and their budgets, and that can't help out either.
That's right. I mean, when you think about it, like I think of my mother-in-law who's on Social Security disability. She gets $1,200 a month, and that's it. She's not able to work, and $900 of that goes to rent. And then the rest is like goes to what? Groceries, gas, your health insurance, utilities. There's only so much to work with. So when people start to see the erosion of these long-term benefits that we've had for so many years, like SNAP's been around for 50 years, right? When we start to see that eroded, it means that individuals start to see pressure points. And so they're making decisions like, do I replace, the tires on my car, or do I pay for food? Do I pay for that energy bill, or do I delay that so that I can pay for my medication? Yeah. These are the types of decisions we're seeing people make every day.
Andrea, hunger is hitting immigrants and refugees really hard. And we should also add that in those communities, there are those without legal citizenship status, and there's fear about immigration enforcement. How does that all play into the need for food for these folks? That's
a really great question. And unfortunately, going back to the federal law that was passed last year, H.R. 1, it took away immediately 3,000 refugees and humanitarian immigrants, their access to SNAP. So suddenly they lost $400 a month.
Here in Oregon.
$400 a month immediately, starting last fall. And so it's making it worse, right? And on top of that, what we're seeing at our food pantries is that because of fear, like regardless of your immigration status, what's happening is that people are getting racially profiled. So you could be a U.S. citizen or a legal permanent resident, or have legal presence, but immigration enforcement looks at you and thinks, I need to stop you and question you.
Right.
That alone is creating this level of fear in our communities that is reducing people's willingness to come to food pantries, to interact with communities. We're seeing it in the schools, we're seeing it at our food pantries. And so Oregon Food Bank is thinking about, well, what are the creative ways that we can make sure that food continues to flow to those families?
To get it to them if they can't get to you.
Because we're all about food access. So we are looking at ways to deliver food boxes to families, to work around the fear that families are feeling, because ultimately we want to make sure everyone is fed.
Right.
Everyone deserves to eat, and our communities are going to be stronger when everyone has food.
Yeah.
As a basic, I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but unfortunately, that's our reality today.
A basic human right, for sure. We have a couple minutes left. What's the bigger picture here? I know you've got a legislative package happening. The short session's underway right now, a few more days left in it. What are you trying to see change on a societal level?
Yeah, so at the state level, we have some really important opportunities right now in the short session, which I know is about to end in a week. But there's a critical moment we have right now to make state investments to protect SNAP, which again is our most effective anti-hunger program. We have to make critical investments for Oregon Department of Human Services so they can continue to administer that program. We have to do that now before other aspects of H.R. 1 start to get implemented. We want to see some temporary supports for those humanitarian immigrants and refugees that suddenly lost SNAP. We want to see school meals for all. We want to make sure every kid can get free breakfast, free lunch, no matter where you live in Oregon. What a convenient way to feed our kids. School meals for all. And then we want to make sure that our food assistance network, our food banks, are well invested in so we can keep the food flowing.
The short session goes quickly. Do you see some of these things happening at this session?
We are seeing really good signs that legislators are making some critical investments for our families. And of course, there will always be work to be done at the end of the day. So Oregon Food Bank will continue to work with our communities to advocate for these topics.
All right. Well, speaking about working with the communities, let's talk about the KGW Great Food Drive, which we've got great partners. You are the top of that, and then we've got other partners and also many individuals helping out to make this happen during the month of March. Tell us what you see happening so far with the food drive and what people can do to help right now.
Well, we are just so thankful. This is our 23rd year
Right.
partnering with KGW Great Food Drive, and it is so important because, as I just said, the need has skyrocketed, and we unfortunately don't have enough food to feed everyone right now, and so every little bit helps. Oregon Food Bank has massive purchasing power. We purchase food by the truckload. That's more than any individual alone, you or I could, right?
Right.
And so when you contribute to the KGW Great Food Drive, it means that your dollar is multiplied so that we can purchase even more food. The average gift to Oregon Food Bank is $25. So anyone can participate. And we've got over 30,000 people in Oregon contributing to Oregon Food Bank in this way.
Right.
So we really welcome people joining us. It'll help us get more food out the door at this critical time, and we're just so thankful for the partnership.
Absolutely, and food donations are great, but I hear you saying cash donations really make a difference because you can make it go so much further.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then beyond the food drive, I mean, this is a year-round thing, and you mentioned all the volunteer hours, the donating that happens throughout the year. I assume more of the same, and people should be involved all the time.
Yeah, we would love to see you at our site. We've got a Beaverton location and a Portland location. People can anywhere, any ages from age 8 and up, so some kids can join us to help us repack fresh produce that allows us to buy farm fresh bins, repackage them into family-sized quantities, and we need volunteers to help us do that.
Great.
So you can sign up by going to our website, OregonFoodBank.org.
And what a great experience when you're doing that, giving back. It feels pretty good.
It's really fun too.
Yeah, terrific. Well, Andrea Williams with the Oregon Food Bank, thank you so much for being here today, and we'll hope we have a great food drive throughout the month of March.
Thank you so much.
You bet. And as we close our show today, I want to take a moment to say thank you for your support of Straight Talk. This is a program I've always felt is so important for our community to explore our politics and public affairs, to have deeper conversations. It's an honor for me to be taking the host seat here, and I thank my friends Stephanie Domerat and Laurel Porter before her for setting the bar high. I'll do my best to keep it there, along with the great KGW team. And again, thank you for watching. Now a reminder, you can stream Straight Talk on your own schedule. Download the free TV app, KGW Plus, available now on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. We will see you back here next week.